Good evening, loves, and welcome to a taste of Lavina, Poetic, Empress, coming at you with a taste of Sir Lawrence. Well, my loves, Happy New Year. It's good to be in the house. It's good to be alive. It's good to. Hello, Brian. Thank you for joining. Good evening, Andrea. Thank you for joining. How are you guys doing today? Happy New Year. I was just saying it's good to be alive, good to be in the house. Yes, yes. And you know what we have still in 2022? Good evening, Mr. William Washington of One on One Poetry, which actually airs 7 days a week. Well, um, two to 2 to 4 days out the 7 days a week at 7 p.m. So please check him out. His interviews and poets and artists that he has on are awesome also. Oh, Brian, thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, Pam. How are you, cousin? Thank you for joining. And you guys, my guest is in the building. Let me bring him in. Let's see. You an invitation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a taste of Lavina, Poetic, Empress, coming at you with a taste of Sir Lawrence. Good evening. How are you doing this evening?
Better than ever. You're looking mighty well.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me read a little bit of Mr. Lawrence's bio. James I. Reacher Jr. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correct. AKA Sir Lawrence wrote his first poem in 2002. Now living in Atlanta, Georgia, he enjoys cooking, reading, and of course, writing. He has a published book titled When We Meet, Poems of Love, and is currently working on his second book. So, Mr. Lawrence, say good evening to our guest. And please, if you would like to send out an invitation to a couple of your friends, that would be great. But please say hello to the people.
Greetings, everyone. I'm glad you could make it. Life is good.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, Mr. Lawrence, you started writing in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you to write your first poem?
You know, that's funny because I used to borrow a lot of lines out of different types of poetry. That was how I was getting my rap game in,
Mhm.
and I never forget. I was talking to this young lady one night, and she said, you know, that's about the third time you've recited some poetry to me. When are you gonna write some poetry? And it was like um, a cobweb door just opened right then, and,
Mhm.
and I just started writing that night. It was very interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was. It really was. Cause I never even looked in that direction.
Really.
Yeah.
I can totally understand that because it wasn't on my agenda either.
No,
But, God always has a what? Another plan.
another plan. It's in there. It's in there whether you want it or not. It's in there.
Okay. And you're going to do it one way or another.
That's the truth. One way or another, we'll wait. We'll wait on you. We'll wait. We'll
Because
wait.
time is nothing to him.
Yeah,
Okay.
good, good.
Because
Yes.
I'm telling you, um,
In fact, the middle initial it looks like it's a lowercase, but it's L, and that's where the Lawrence came.
L. Because
Yeah.
I was wondering, I thought it was an I. So why
Yeah,
didn't you put a uppercase L? So it's James Lawrence Reacher. Is it
Rent,
Reacher?
renter. Yeah,
Retcher.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, I don't think I'm pronouncing that right.
Well,
Retcher.
it happens. People do it all the time. Not
Yeah.
all the time, but it happens. So it's okay.
Now, you wrote at the bottom of your bio, let's look at this spoken language you thought you knew. Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit?
I think um, us poets, being writers, we are also messengers,
Mm-hmm.
and then I really push the wordsmith side of this thing, and a lot of times we help people look at this spoken language they thought they knew, because especially when you listen to people talk, actually they're really not talking. They're giving up utterances, because the average conversation, or so-called, is all catchphrases. And like, say, here's one that people say, hey, how you doing, or what's going on, and then they just move right on, because it's not, it's like it was rhetorical. It wasn't really a question. you
Mm-hmm.
know so that's you know and I think we help them with that.
You think we have a what?
I think we help them with that.
Yes, because conversing with someone is so, I use the word stimulating. It can be. It
It
can be
can't.
with the right person,
Right,
with the right people,
right.
because it's more than just a spew. It's just getting around and meeting people and whatnot. Um, because you can learn so much, and it also confirms a lot of things when you have conversations with people. So,
Yeah, and it's a dying art, and we're the last of it. Us artists, we're the last of it, because this is turned into a dying art.
wow.
Yeah. So we have to steadfast.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I believe that this opportunity for poets has come back around because we have
This
a
is
lot to say.
this is
Um,
true.
I know it's a lot of poets in the audience tonight that speak on so many truths, so many things that are going on in the world, and that needs to be said because we don't have leaders. So, all of us, that's what we're doing. We're leading the people to truth, and hopefully their hearts are open to receive it. So, I'm careful of what I say to people um,
That's true. You have to.
now, and I had to learn that. I haven't always been like that, but I'm careful now. I'm like, okay, I need to choose my words
Yeah.
before I spit something out because I know I have hurt people in the past. So that's not what I wish to do.
Right. And then people have a tendency to wear their feelings out on their sleeve for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's not. You're not trying to hurt anybody. You just see that's the argument about being direct.
Okay, Mr. Lawrence, I'm going to tell you something, sweetheart.
Hmm.
Oh, when I before in the past, oh, honey, no, it was on purpose.
Oh,
It was I
okay.
intended,
You were.
because I didn't understand this gift I have.
I
But
can.
now I understand it. Now I lift and build versus tear down and destroy.
I,
So I didn't understand it, you
right,
know.
right, right.
So,
But yeah, no, it's like that. I mean, we just it's because, see, people confuse what I'm trying to say. People confuse having a choice,
mhm,
okay, you know, with freedom.
mhm.
And that's not necessarily so, you know, because that costs time.
Okay, wait a minute. So you saying having a choice or having freedom costs time? Which
No, no, no. Confusing having a choice with freedom, because having a choice costs time.
now why would you say that?
Because you have to decide. You have to choose, pick, and you have to take the time to process that, opposed to just doing it.
Well, I think it depends on what the question is or the choice that the person has to make, because I know someone in the comments said, please explain. Because the deal is, I think if you start from a place of things that you know that are wrong and things that you know are right to do, there's no, you don't need any time to think or ponder. You just, okay, this is going to help, dot, 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 and you move forward and you act on it. But if it's something, I think most times when you have to linger and ponder and whatnot, because you know it's something you shouldn't be doing, and some people decide to do it. So that's where the time consuming comes, when we make ponder to make decisions that we should not be
Well,
involved
the thing is, you already know that. That's why that part doesn't factor in, because you already know the difference between right and wrong. So that part doesn't even factor in, because you already know this. It's because that point, it's not about choosing to do right or wrong. You already know which one you shouldn't be doing. So
in.
that, to me, that part is not a choice.
Hmm.
You know.
Mr. Washington said that freedom comes with a cost. Now that, yes, especially depending on what you're trying to get free from or what you want to be free from.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So
but it,
it's like walking in a room. You know what I mean? It's like walking in a crowded room.
okay.
All right. And then you're deciding what part of the room you're gonna mingle with. That's like a choice. Opposed to walking in the room and going right into the party, or going right up to that person, or whatever the situation is. That that doesn't cost time.
Mhm.
That's a simpler way to put it.
Okay. Because now you know what your purpose is for going. That's what the deal is.
Right,
Purpose. Like, what's your purpose or reasoning for doing something?
right. Because you like take the average, say, a wealthy person,
Mhm.
ultra. They don't spend a lot of time worrying about clothes.
Mhm.
They'll buy uh 99 pairs of blue jeans, 100 blue shirts, uh 16 brown shoes, and 3 black ones, and then that's it.
Mhm.
Because it's not about trying to figure out what, put with what that, because that's time being, that's costing them time, and with them, that's waste.
Mhm.
So anyway, I didn't mean to.
So, in other words, you're saying people should um, be more uh, shouldn't be so concerned with such things as how they look. Um, I
Well,
guess.
spending too much time trying to choose. That's the part I was getting to. And maybe I went too deep with this, but it's about just wasting time choosing.
Well, I don't think ever you ever waste time. I don't think anything that we do is wasted time, because it's always something to learn from whatever situation or whatever you, like I said, or pondering to do. So it's never a waste of time. Even in bad, relationship that doesn't work out. I don't want to say a bad relationship. I think if we took the time to listen when we met someone, we would have chose not to gotten. We wouldn't have chose to get into that relationship, and it wouldn't have ended up sour. But a lot of times we meet people, and we're so we're not listening. We're actually, the things that we're listening and feeling as far as body movements and listening at all the not listening at every word the person is saying. We listen at some of the words that we want to hear that kind of lines up with what we think we want. So that's how you end up in a relationship with somebody you shouldn't be with. Or it's just meant to be a friend or an associate. So I'll say that because people, when they come into your life, it's a reason for them coming your way. It's a reason you two spoke, but it's not always about hooking up. Or
Yeah, it's not necessarily a relationship. You know, meeting people, people cross your path because you need to learn something. It's something that they have that you need, and vice versa.
exactly, exactly. Now, with that, your book, when we meet,
Right. When we meet, poems of love.
love poems of love. Can you give us one of those,
Oh,
please? Would
yeah,
you?
sure, sure. Um, you know, the like back in the day with the LPs, okay,
Mm-hmm,
there was always like a title cut.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is the title cut from the book.
Okay.
It's called The Mosaic Effect.
Oh, wow. Sounds intriguing.
It was after I left your presence. That last vision of you held my thoughts, making everyone else seem to be in dress rehearsal. While in your favorite store, I did see the roses were red and the violets are blue. But for you, I chose purple. So here are two lips until I was meet. Massaging your mind, making a direct connect. Seeing through the eyes, the captivation, adding to the depths. Those delectable coffee coolers, yes, your lips, affording the luxury of having two sets, the thought. As I pulled you close, our noses slid against one another, as I whispered sweet combination of letters, intending to be like my fingertips, rubbing both sides of your brain, spine soothing massagingly. Your lips parted. We traded tongues and straight body fluids with no chaser. Closed eyes needing to internalize where our souls reside, connecting our spirits to each other. Then, like a sword being unsheathed, knowing bodies are just the host, we were not limited to a thread count. Sir Lawrence.
All right now, honey. That was really, really nice. And that right there, yeah, that's why people end up in a relationship that they shouldn't be in because all that smooth, tantalizing
Well, these.
flow of words.
That's funny. That's funny. That is funny.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Is you're not you- you're accepting what you want rather than what's being presented.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, that's how that.
mm-hmm. That was nice. That was nice.
Thank
Yes, yes. Ladies, we gotta watch Sir Lawrence. Mm-hmm.
you.
He's coming with the seduction.
Yeah, that's true. Because I wasn't even writing like that at first.
What you mean you weren't writing like that at first?
My initial writing wasn't necessarily sensual. I remember this guy. He came to me one night. This is way early on in
Mm-hmm,
his. He says, "Man, they got erotica night over here at this new spot. It's like on Thursday nights, you know,
mm-hmm,
really." And so he said, "You should come." So the thing was, it was very, very. Um, it was like the red light, the velvet curtains, the booths, the whole shot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And people were standing up there like, they wasn't leaving much to imagine at all. You know what I mean? And it just struck me, um, because I sat there while I was watching the show, and I wrote 3 pieces while I was sitting there, and so
Mhm.
I I, it, I realized that it came easy for me.
Mhm. That's awesome. That's awesome. Mhm.
So I
Well, please, can you give us another one? And then I'll ask you your next question.
yeah, I'm trying not, since we keep talking about the relationship and so forth like this here.
Yes.
um I don't know. I do another one, a title cut from the new book.
From the new book. Well, let's go.
The title,
What's the title? Wait a minute. What was the title of the new book,
it's gonna be called Sir.
sir?
Sir.
Oh, okay.
They would call me Sir, not knowing my name. Feeling my pen form the letters of painted spaces with ink, creating sound patterns in the gaps. Waves vibrate, brain separates the frequencies. It's all a fix. Interpret is just a hit from this bag of mental conversation. Sir Lawrence.
All right, man of mystery.
So that's the title cut from the new book, and then the title cut from the first book.
And congratulations on your second book, your first and your second book.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. The second book is in the works, excuse me, as we speak.
Okay.
Mm.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, can you explain the new illusion?
Convenience. Convenience is a new illusion. You take the simplest form of that is, say for instance, a cell phone or just technology. Period. Everything about technology is an illusion, into thinking the convenience is good for us when in fact it's dumbing us down.
I agree. I totally get it.
Yeah. So that's the convenience, the new illusion.
Mhm. And it's something, there was a movie, it's actually a children's movie. Um, it's been so long since I've seen the movie, but the people had to leave Earth because they got so lazy and whatnot. And then the Earth, they stopped taking care of the Earth. So they ended up having to go back, but they were on this ship
Hmm.
and they had gained all this weight and
Mm.
couldn't, get up and do anything and
Right.
whatnot. So um, that when we look at the world now, how the 6 feet apart and stay in the house, people are ordering food. They're not going out to the grocery stores. They barely go, to the gym and things of that nature. You see people you haven't seen in a while. You seem to be like, whoa, because they gained all this weight from not doing anything during COVID. You know, so yes, I totally agree. Technology is, whoo, it's
Yeah, and it's just interesting too because you need the sun, you know, and we need to touch the earth.
yes, definitely.
We need to touch,
Definitely.
and I laugh because I think really and truly that's why they call them sneakers. is because let me sneak this on you and without you even realizing what I'm doing, because that's a rubber soul, which is
And
keeping
it
you straight.
prevents
Exactly. Yeah.
the magnetic field, that energy from going through our systems. And that helps keep us grounded and balanced.
The
You know?
grounding, touching the earth is the grounding.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, that's something that we all should do. I'm working on it myself.
Mm-hmm.
At least 30 minutes a day. Take
Mm-hmm.
your shoes and your socks off and touch
Mm-hmm.
the earth. You know,
Yes.
it
Yes.
it it does a body good. You will be surprised.
It
But
does. Because I'm telling you, when we were growing up, we didn't get sick
no, no,
because we ran around barefoot.
we ran and we ate mud pies. Okay,
I don't think I didn't eat mud pie, but
I did.
but wait, I did do the 3 second rule. You know, if something fell on the floor, it's like
Yeah,
pick
yeah,
it up the guy.
yeah. Well, see, that's another problem with it. And we're too sterile.
Yeah.
You know, how can you build a strong immunity if you keep trying to stay sterile? It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got to get a little dirty.
You got to get a little dirty.
Just a little. And and that's why I tell people all the time, and they probably think, well, it doesn't matter what they think, because I'm like, it's true. Light and dark. Don't be scared of the darkness in you. That's where everything is birthed
You know
at.
what I mean?
What did light come out of? The darkness. I'm like, you can't have one without the other.
You need
So,
yin and yang. If you look at it,
mhm,
one is dark, and that's for a reason.
that's it. Yes, definitely. I
Right.
know, because I'm writing it in some stuff. And I think the title of the this thing that I'm doing, because I'm not sure if it's gonna be. Well, I guess it'll end up in a book, but the dark side. Welcome to the dark side. Yeah. Or the dark side of Lavina, Poetic, Empress. It's all gonna, but yeah. But anyway, I got it now. We got it. Speaking of books, you have to answer the 3 questions.
Okay.
I want one of your dirty little secrets.
Okay. Well, I just told you one of my dirty little secrets. I like to get out there and put my feet on the ground.
Run around barefoot.
Yeah, I like to mix it up like that. Feel the mud between my toes. Feel the grass between my toes. That's
Hmm.
yeah. That's one of my dirty little secrets.
Okay. And your favorite expression, one of your favorite expressions.
Um, why is it that 90% of everything we do is out of habit?
Wait a minute. Out of what?
Habit.
Out of habit.
90% of everything we do is out of habit. Why?
Because we're teachers of habit.
Because that's what we do. We don't even use the brain anymore. You know,
Well, not everyone.
no, everyone.
No, some of us use our brains
No,
still
no, I didn't say they didn't use it at all. That's not what I said.
to its full
Still,
capacity.
there's still 10%, but 90% of everything that you do is is really based on habit.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
Why?
time to change that.
Hmm?
We've been conditioned.
I know we've been conditioned, but I'm
We've
just
been
saying,
conditioned.
why is that? That's just like,
It's called control,
well,
Sir Lawrence.
no, I know what it is. I'm just saying.
Okay, I was going to say, but you can't answer the why. The deal is, how do you stop? That should be the question. How can we do, if we want a different result, what can we do different so we can use more of our brain? Because I don't know about anyone else, but I'm talking to God all the time. Okay, how can I?
The difference in that situation is being aware of it. You
Exactly.
can't change without being aware of. That's why you ask the question, why do we do that? Just like, why do we spend so much time everywhere else but in the present.
Because people like what it felt like.
Well, I mean, all of that, but at the same time, you know,
I get what you're saying.
right? I mean,
I
but you made
totally get it. But
a question though.
you said it's what? You want me to answer the
No,
question?
answering your question.
Why? Oh, those are
Those
your
those are my deep
those
thoughts.
are your thoughts.
Yeah, those are my deep thoughts.
Well, okay. Well, in your thoughts, because that if you now you've opened something in me, because I just like when you ask things of that nature, because you evidently you ask it,
Right.
you want an answer to it
Well,
instead of getting an answer to it because you know the answer. Get get the solution because that's what's needed, a solution.
sometimes a question is not necessarily looking for an answer. Sometimes a
You
question
just
is like throwing the ball up because a lot of times, you can open up another circuit because this is something that you hadn't thought about. This is something you hadn't considered. And now that it's been presented, and then you start thinking about it. Oh, well, sweat. I do spend a lot of time in the past or worrying about the future. I don't really spend any time. So then that's helping that person think about that. That's
so you threw it out there for them.
well, everybody. All
Audience,
I mean,
that's for you
because
guys.
we all need it. We all do it. Whether we even we all do it. That
Exactly. So that's why somebody,
was much of it. That's the whole idea.
right? But so somebody needs to say, okay, where's the solution? What's the solution? What can we do,
The solution
different?
is to stop doing it. The solution-
Oh, that's easier said than done.
I dig it, but I'm just saying
Because
it's like
I'm
exercise
gonna tell you why.
a little bit
Because
at a time.
wait a minute, say that.
Like,
I apologize.
like
I was talking over you.
and you do a little bit at a time. You know, because if say you started on an exercise program right now, you know more about this, and today you didn't see any result. Tomorrow you didn't see any result. Next week you didn't see any result. But it's not about seeing immediate result because in actuality there's results taking place, but it's not the results that you can physically see.
Mhm,
Then you keep on though.
mhm,
Then that's when things start changing.
mhm.
Like
I
having
think I think a great way to live in the now is living in purpose because it opens up the door for you to find time to fulfill your purpose. You also with fulfilling your purpose, you also recognize like the importance of when you come out of like rehearsing your poetry. For me, I could speak on this for me. When I, come out of my room from rehearsing poetry, and I begin to interact with my son, I'm just like I'm so enjoying his company and maybe the conversation we're having or if we decide to watch a movie or whatever the case may be. So now, okay, I'm making time for my purpose, making time for family. You understand what I'm saying? And so I don't really have time to linger in the past. A lot of times when we begin to think about the past, it's because something might happen right here in this moment that reminded me of something from the past, but I don't dwell on that because I've learned that when you appreciate the past, you appreciate what you learned from it, it's necessary for me to continue forward in the present, to enjoy and be in this moment, like this moment right here we're in. I'm totally enjoying this conversation. Um, I'm totally enjoying your poetry. I'm not thinking about last week or what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm engaged in this right here, right now. So I believe all that you're saying people have to mature to that. Not only that, people have to desire it. Like I said, the person that's sitting here before you today is not the person you would have met 20 years ago, or 5 years ago, or a year ago. So it's all, like you said, it's like the workout, it's a process.
Process.
And the more you learn and grow and you engage with other people. And that's another thing, when you open up and you start changing and maturing and stuff, you start learning, and like this sect right here I'm running in now, meeting poets, is like, oh, these people totally awesome. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has something to bring to the table, something awesome. And so I just look forward to, meeting people, engaging and learning and whatnot. It's just, life is, it's really what we make it. And some people are good not doing whatever they do. We, on the other hand, like, yo, let's go, what's next? At least I am.
I understand.
But Mr. Lawrence, wait, we
Yeah.
got to stop because I need to know your dirty little secret. That's the title of the next book. I said it was 3 questions.
Oh, besides the mud and the toes?
That was, oh, wait a minute. It was, okay, your deepest thought
Yeah.
was, the mud and the toes.
No, the deepest thought was the dirty little secret. And then
No, 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 no. Dirty little secret. That was the dirty little secret.
was the mud and the toes.
What? Boo.
And the, well,
Boo. Now,
I,
you the first person that ever got booed on the show.
oh, wait. Well, I'll redeem it with a poem. How's that?
Okay, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Lawrence.
I'll redeem it with a poem.
Okay.
This is an interesting poem. It's called The Knock.
Wait a minute. The knot.
Knock, like knock on the
Oh,
door.
knock on the door. Okay.
And one evening, I had opened up a bottle of wine, and as I was pouring the wine in the glass, this poem came to me.
Okay.
The Knock. Sitting between moonlight and the glow from the candles, shimmering off the wine glass. An unexpected knock. Pouring this time-honored process, I said, come in. The handle turned with curious anticipation. The door with a practiced, you are going to enjoy this, slowly opened. She stood in the framework, delivering a serious Kodak moment. My left eyebrow rose. I looked at the crushed grapes, then back at her. And she said, is that a cab? And is there enough for 2? Without a word, I produced a second glass, adding, I hear boy-girl fun is underrated. I think it's who's participating. Me. Women in suede shoes are sexy. Men who notice also notice. Me. Is introduction necessary? I've done my homework. I'm here to help you with yours. Me. We can do a massage with or without restrictions. Would you mind refilling my glass? Me. Did you lock the door? Sir Lawrence.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You said, did you lock the door? Because it's about to go down, darling.
You locked the door.
I love it. I love it. You make me want to spit some pieces.
Hey, hey.
That's and you know what? That's good. I like that. That's what I'm saying. You pulling on my poem strings, my poetry. You pull it. It's like yes, I like it. Very very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. I mean, it's boy girl fun is underrated.
Now, Mr. Lawrence,
Yes.
can you share with us about your baking business?
Yes, I can. I mean, I do um I do cakes actually. I have
Mhm.
a pound cake and a product line. Uh,
Okay.
I ship only the pound cakes though,
Okay.
because it's an all natural product, nothing artificial.
Mhm.
And our motto is there are cakes that you eat,
Mhm.
and then there's cakes you experience.
Come on, Fifty Honey. Yes.
So it's you know
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Lawrence, but I gotta say this. I'll mess around and steal that right there. Okay. So if you see me on social media one afternoon talking about there's poets you hear, and then there's me,
I can take it. I can.
coach you experience.
Hey, hey.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Lawrence.
Right.
You're inspiring me tonight.
Right. It's I do um the red velvet is pretty dynamite. The red velvet,
Mhm. It look like it's dynamite.
the the carrot cake. I have a little play on words with the carrot cake. I talk about how the squirrel and the duck was debating. I'm thinking about uh, the rabbit not being able to lay an egg, and why did everybody believe that he does? So it's pretty good. The red velvet
Ex-
cake is pretty potent.
mhm.
I can put the information online, but yeah.
Yes, because I did share it with a couple of people. I sent it in my inbox,
So,
yes, to a couple of people. Yes, I
so,
did.
yeah, yeah. The product is good, you know. And,
Mhm. Now, you said Atlanta, right?
right.
Oh, well, Mr. Lawrence, because I am headed to Atlanta sometime this year. So, I'm going to hit you up. And I want to spread like you spread for your book signing.
Uh-huh.
It was beautiful.
All that.
It
Yeah,
was nice. That was nice.
that was nice.
Yes.
That was very nice, actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was a good time. It was good.
Excellent.
What do you think?
Excellent.
Yo, chocolate dip, star fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very nice. Very nice. Okay, Mr. Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Our time is winding down.
Oh man.
Would you Oh, well, please, can you before you go,
Mm-hmm.
if you'd like to share two more poems with us? And then after you share your poems, I would like for you to give some encouraging words to our audience, please.
Okay. I will do I'll do this piece. I'm gonna put a little prop up with this piece.
Okay.
It's called Immaterial. Immaterial. Skinny in the skin I'm in. Uncoupled from using an unused portion of my brain. reconnecting with Mother Earth, feeling her like fingers between my toes, letting the earthing begin. It's getting 30, and we won't hesitate to go completely against the natural order. Why is it everything man has made has to be grounded to her? Then convince us, the ones this earth gave birth, to shun her.
Mm.
Because everything about her is an inconvenience. Sir Lawrence.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Okay, let's see. I tell you what, this is another one out of the When We Meet Poems of Love.
Okay.
This one's called The Stimulus. It's quiet. Then for a brief moment, the stillness of the host body receives the spirit once again. Returning from his dimensional journey, the connection is made. Then the touch of a switch, as the subconscious tells the conscious to awake. My eyes open, I do not move. Night is losing ground, with dawn leading the stampede of daybreak. Going into complete relaxedness, I give thanks. This new day, seemingly like the rest, I must treat it like I've never seen it. My consciousness speaks, explains things I need to know. The stimulus is me listening. Sir Lawrence.
Totally awesome.
Thank
Totally awesome. Thank you. And Mr. Lawrence, please, a few words of encouragement for the audience.
you. I think, especially now in 2022, you know, we have to, just steadfast, you know what I mean? And then have the commitment, like a bird sitting on an egg, truly committed. And with that, we can do whatever we're trying to get done. Because it's the commitment, really.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining tonight. For this has been a taste of Lavina, Poetic, Empress, coming at you with a taste of Sir Lawrence, the love poet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I enjoyed every minute of
Yes, I definitely did also. Thank you.
it. Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. This has been a wonderful show. Blood Brother Mike, thank you for saying that the conversation was everything. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And ladies and gentlemen, please join me next Tuesday at 10 p.m. I'll post who's coming on next Tuesday because, like I said, I wasn't looking ahead. I was right here in this moment. So I will see you guys next Tuesday evening at 10 p.m. for a taste of Lavina, Poetic, Empress coming at you. God bless you. Good night.